Hey guys, what's up? Dingo Crikey here with another video. This time I'm going to be discussing 3 upcoming Takara exclusive figures, Black Widow, Nightbird, and Slipstream. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. Here we have 3 characters who for a long time didn't receive figures, and now we're finally getting some. Now they are just Takara exclusive figures, of course. It looks like when the Combiner Wars line came around in Japan, that became Unite Warriors, and instead of merging the Generations line with the Combiner Wars line, they split it up into Transformers Legends, so I'm guessing that's what these figures are part of. There had been some prototype images of these figures released in the past, along with some convention images, but now we finally have some good quality pictures. So without further ado, let's get started. So first up, we have Deluxe Class Black Widow, aka for us in the States or other places in the world, Blackarchnia. And of course, it is a repaint and remold of Transformers animated Blackarchnia, but nevertheless, this is a very impressive looking figure. When we just had the prototype images, I figured this was going to be the underdog, and obviously Nightbird and Slipstream would be the really exciting ones, since we never really had official figures of those characters. But now that we're seeing this in color, this figure totally steals the show for me. The color scheme is just so luscious on this mold. A lot of brilliant contrast that we don't really see that often on other figures. The black and gold go together very nicely, and the little tidbits of purple thrown in there also look really cool. The stripes on the arms and on the blades are really nice additions. Stripes are always a cool thing to see, make her very unique looking, and really help to capture her Beast Wars counterpart, as does the remolding. Now I think mainly the remolding is just in the chest and in the head sculpt, but it definitely makes a pretty significant difference. Now her body looks a lot more like her Beast Wars counterpart, and her head sculpt is pretty spot on. It looks like the details are a little bit crammed in there, but it looks really nice overall. Now obviously, and kind of unexpectedly, this turned out to be a Beast Wars homage, rather than just some random repaint like they did with Lockdown released in the Adventure line. And it certainly doesn't have 100% accuracy to Blackarchnia in Beast Wars, but I think it does a really nice job at capturing her character, and it definitely looks way more accurate than the original toy did, which I doubt satisfied any loyal Beast Wars fan. In Spider Mode, it also looks pretty cool. Now, I didn't think this was the best Spider Mode to begin with, but for what they had to work with, it looks like they did a really nice job. The paint apps look nice. It looks like she's going to have clear spider eyes. That's definitely really cool. The main thing I don't like is the way the pinchers turn out. It is nice that they did that remolding for the robot mode, but it obviously looks pretty awkward. But as far as everything else, it looks really great in both modes. And for those who are looking to complete their Generations Beast Wars collection, I'm sure this would make a great addition for Blackarchnia. Aside from that, it just looks like a very cool remold, and I'm really anticipating this one's release. Next, we have Deluxe Class Nightbird. This is probably my least favorite out of the bunch. Don't get me wrong, this figure looks very close to its G1 counterpart. The color scheme's spot on, and the design almost looks as if it was made for Nightbird's character rather than RC. She has the knives on the arms as she did in the show, the mid-body detail's accurate, and the head sculpt looks great, and it's definitely a unique one. As far as accuracy, we're going to have a little bit taken away because I don't think she transformed originally, and they probably could have done something with some of the details in the upper arms and the lower legs. But overall, this figure looks really good on accuracy. It's just very bland looking. And usually I'm a fan of black and silver figures, but the color placement here just has a bland look to it. I think it's because in black and silver combinations, a lot of times we're used to seeing black as the primary color, and then silver as the secondary one. But it's pretty much reversed here. And it does give her a unique look, but nevertheless, bland. But I definitely would plan on getting this one because she is a unique Transformer. You kind of gotta take fembots when you can get them, her role in G1, and then of course before I get the vehicle mode. The vehicle mode on this figure looks great. Altogether, I think this is a really cool vehicle, but the black being the more primary color here with the silver throughout it, and then you have the yellow purple details, looks really, really cool. At a glance, it's definitely more eye-catching than the robot mode, but still, I think overall this looks like a pretty cool figure. And then we move to the third and last, which for many was probably the most exciting, and that is Slipstream. And man, they did a really, really fabulous job on this character. Initially, I was kind of weary of the idea of Slipstream being a remold of Wingblade, but with the remolded head and chest and obviously a completely different color scheme, this almost looks like a completely different figure and really captures what we know of Slipstream. The detailing just about everywhere is really, really nice, as is the paint application. Not too much of it, yet it's in all of the right places to not leave anything looking too unpainted. She also has a very unique color scheme and one we don't see a whole lot in Transformers. Purple, aqua blue, and silver together all look really nice and do give her a more traditionally feminine look than the other Seekers have. It's also really nice that they changed the weapons for this remold. Hasbro could definitely take some pointers in their Combiner Wars line. About the only thing I don't like in this robot mode is the face. And I'm not talking about the head sculpt, but more the face in particular. And that's the big happy smile on her face. Now, I'm not an expert on Slipstream's character, but I would expect something more like a smile of contempt, but no, this just looks like a happy smile, and I'm not really crazy about that. It definitely isn't a deal breaker, but it takes a little bit away from the atmosphere of this figure. Vehicle mode, though, looks completely great. I can't really think of that many problems with it. Some people might not like the addition of red to the color scheme in vehicle mode. I think it looks nice there, adds some more contrast. Once again, the color scheme is so different from Wingblades it almost looks like a different vehicle, and it just looks really, really nice. I could see maybe there's a little bit too much color in the vehicle. It definitely doesn't look as good as Nightbird's alternate mode, but still, it's really, really cool looking. As far as accuracy, the more I look at this, the more it definitely seems as if it's taking influence from the animated version of Slipstream than the War for Cybertron one. Obviously, everyone in War for Cybertron was a little bit more bulky, so that's a big difference. Also, the color placement looks very, very close to her Transformers animated counterpart. So, it doesn't look exactly like either versions, but I think it's a great representation, and I'm really, really happy with this figure overall, and excited for all three of these. But there is a downside to the excitement. As I said in the beginning of this video, these are only Takara exclusives. And we're not even getting stand-ins or substitutes. I mean, we are getting RC Chromia and Wingblade repaints, but those are San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So if you're looking between getting either one of these trios of fembots, you probably have a better chance of getting the Takara versions, though right now they run for about $30 a piece to pre-order them. I've pre-ordered all three of them. I'm hoping to get them, and for those of you who know my brother Dark Screamer, he might take a shot at getting the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, but that is going to be a pretty slim window. Anyways, that's my thoughts on these figures. You guys can leave your opinions in the comment section below. Do you really like the looks of them? Maybe you don't think it's the best representation of their show counterparts, or maybe you're just really ticked that Hasbro isn't giving us any versions of these characters, and that we hardly got the original molds in the first place. You pretty much had to order them. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, along with any topic suggestions on Transformers 5, Robots in Disguise. You guys know, anything Transformers as long as it isn't weird or something. Anyways, that's all for now. Keep up with the channel for more Transformers news and videos. Also, you can check me out on Twitter for news on what figures I might be buying, Bionicle or Transformers, or just stuff in general. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and have a good one, guys.